Good morning, family. Welcome to Morning Devotion Light. Today is Sunday, October 1st. Let's begin by greeting Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chunjian, Champumanimge, Kyungbae. Paro. Now for our family pledge, let's welcome Pastor Milhan Stevens' video recording.
가정맹세 1. 헌혈국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천여국 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 천여국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Pastor Milhan. Now, to start the month off on a very good note, I'd like to invite Ayako Heller for our opening prayer. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Parents, we are truly grateful to you every day that we are living in a time of second advent, first advent of a true mother. Truly grateful that she's on this earth in spite of such a hard life ever since she was born in circumstances, but she purely grown up as your begotten daughter with your grace, with your love, and protected by mother and grandmother. She grew up without a scar in her heart, without a darkness. Instead, everything she could, you allow her to become the element of a connection of love to you, to the universe. Heavenly Parents, we are truly grateful because this world is filled with people who have scars and baggages and anger, hatred, resentment, and ready to destroy everything else. Heavenly Parents, once we experience wars, People are such hurt and pain, all because there's no true love in this world, no true life and true lineage in this world. Nothing to do with your absolute goodness of a creation. Now we have this age between you and true parents. The idea of a true parent is accomplished, and true parents became the living substantiation of your ideal. Truly thankful. And we cannot forget about the true mothers what went through. Of course, true parents, true father went through, but true mothers by herself with the in the desert, as if the desert without anything in the sand, and she had to find that one needle. Really pray, Heavenly Parents, now it's the humanities, all mankind, whole nations, we are with true parents and us are same situations. We may not see any hope, any place. We don't see any solution in this hope, in this situation. But Heavenly Parents, we are grateful. True Mother who overcame, true parents who became fulfill the standard of your creation on this earth. We are truly thankful that we pray that we will truly now we can hold on to you, living God, Heavenly Parents, to be able to deal with our own lives, our own families, own societies and nation and the whole world with true parents together. Heavenly Parents, I pray this morning that you can truly guide our heart and mind, that we can experience you every day as we come together in this holy place of a holy community, true parents, Heavenly Parents, holy community in Manhattan. Heavenly Parents, please guide all the leaders who are in the International Leadership Conference and who is discussing with your mother, who share truly the heart of you on this earth to turn everything upside down into your loving society, loving world. Peace can dwell. Heavenly Parents, we pray that in this morning you can truly strengthen everybody's knees and heart and everything. We can stand truly with the gratitude and to harvest the whole history of humanity with the gratitude and with the faith, absolute faith, to move on and change into the Chongyuk. Heavenly Parents, we are thankful that you called each one of us to live in this age and to be able to carry the destiny and truly the final torch, to carry into humanity, into the place, the land that you truly longed for ever since the fall of humanity, of Adam and Eve. Heavenly Parents, please guide each one of us. Bless our heart, bless our mind, and give your awareness. We are truly grateful that we have this morning devotion and beautiful sister we see, Catherine, every morning. We truly pray that you can guide this morning devotion from beginning to the end, that we can offer our heart and mind as the beginning of the month, beginning of the day, beginning of this week. Thank you. We report this to you with a gratitude. In our name, Yogan Ayako Hela, the blessed Central Family. Aju.
Not you. Thank you, Ayako-san. All right, brothers and sisters, let's take a few moments to share our gratitudes. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a good sharing. Ray Beth, can you share today with us? Okay, I guess not. All right.
You have to unmute.
So maybe she doesn't
So
want to.
you're asking to.
It's okay, Michelle. Don't
I
worry.
did not hear you. I did not hear. I was muted. Okay, I can share. No problem. I did not hear. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah. I am very grateful for the prayer of Sister Ayako Eller this morning. That was a prayer that touched my heart. This is this kind of prayers that are changing the spiritual atmosphere, that make a big impact on God's heart and on my heart. And I believe people's heart get moved by this kind of prayer, because this is a prayers that that put True Mother where she belongs. I think True Mother is happy with our hearts, with this kind of heart, a heart of longing and a heart of repentance. Well, thank you very much. That's what I appreciate this morning. The deep prayer of Sister Ayako this morning. Thank you.
Yes, thank you too. Are you going to come to the Metro service today?
I will do my best if the train works. Yeah.
I hope to see you. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking that with all the rain, I hope the water settled. People can get to church today on the subway.
Yes.
Excuse me. I could take a bus there, so I'll be able to get there. But I hope you can get there. It'd be good to see you.
Thank you, Kathleen.
All right, family. Now it's time for our Godable reading. We're reading from the Mother of Peace, our True Mother's memoir. Reverend Sebastian.
There you go. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Heavenly Parents. Milhan is not able to make it this morning, so he asked me, by way of Kathleen and Joshua, to do the reflections. So let's start right at the beginning with the Mother of Peace.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Alison Hiroto. 17 years earlier, on July 1st, 1973, we had declared that one day we would march to Moscow. As we fought to overthrow communism, we had envisioned holding a rally in Red Square, and in October that year, we announced this to our members. Most were enthusiastic, though the prophecy reminded some of the dreamlike vision of Don Quixote. Sunburst, one of our church bands, turned our vision into a song, Red Square, with the immortal refrain, "Must go to Moscow." Although the accomplishment of that goal took longer than we wished, my husband and I never forgot our commitment. We believed that winning the Soviet leadership's heart in Moscow's Kremlin Palace would tip the scale toward liberating God and all of humanity. Our victory over communism work over the years was ultimately not about a political system, nor was it a public relations strategy to gain support from anti-communists. At its root was, and is, the question of God or no God. The real purpose of our struggle is to liberate the communist world, and the West as well, from atheistic materialism. During the Cold War, most people in the free world including the journalists on our fact-finding tours, had no idea what life was like under communism. Others in a position to know chose to turn a blind eye, hesitating to take action out of fear. In the meantime, hundreds of millions in the communist world endured dire circumstances, some not knowing where their next day's food would come from. To save these suffering millions, our Heavenly Parent pushed my husband and me to win over the Soviet Union and opened the path by which we could do so. Engaging the leadership of the Soviet Union was certainly no simple task. President Gorbachev had been implementing gradual reform, but he had to deal with an entrenched bureaucracy programmed to maintain a belligerent posture as the leading nation of the communist world. Hidden behind an iron curtain, the Soviet Union projected the image of a powerful, iron-fisted empire. A few days before we departed for Moscow, my husband and I sat down to discuss our plan with senior members of the Unification Church. Some of them tried to dissuade us, arguing that it was too dangerous for us, as notable opponents of communism, to walk into the communist stronghold. No one could derail my husband's and my determination, however. Nonetheless, my husband, recognizing the seriousness of the matter, was considering the future. As he looked into the face of each and every one there, he said something unexpected. "It's time to decide who will lead the movement when I am not here." All voices were silenced. Again he looked at the church leaders, one by one, and then spoke with care and gravity. "Even if I am not here, it is fine, as long as Mother is present." His statement conferred on me the serious position of co-founder of the Unification Church. Everyone was surprised at what Father Moon was saying, but I just listened quietly. Having accepted the mission of God's only begotten daughter and Mother of Peace for 30 years, I had done my utmost to help my husband at the forefront of God's providence to save and guide the world. Now, he had made it clear that heaven's authority is equally with father and mother, husband and wife. It seemed he was making the announcement at that moment in case anything unfortunate happened in Moscow. Later, Father Moon decided to share the same message with thousands of New York area members who had gathered to honor the 1990 Parents' Day with us. In his keynote address, he set into the public record that which he had stated to our leadership. There, in the New Yorker hotel, he declared, "Even when I am alone, I represent true parents. And the same goes for Mother. When she is alone, she represents true parents. Now there is nothing to worry about. Fundamentally, I am the first founder of the church, and Mother is the second founder. Until today, women have followed men. But from now on, they are on a horizontally even footing." This was not a one-time statement from my husband. At a meeting on June 14th, 1991, True Father proclaimed his Gomyang at Clearstone Deer Park Lodge in Canada in the presence of representative Japanese women leaders. The Gomyang is a final decree a king leaves for his subjects before passing away. In this proclamation, my husband declared that after his ascension, I would continue our God-given mission and that the Japanese women leaders should take responsibility to support me. On November 27th, 1994, at Belvedere Training Center in New York, Father Moon again announced my public mission as the movement's second founder. At that time, the educational program for 160,000 Japanese women and significant events in certain nations had concluded, so my role was expanding. On that day, I resolved in front of members, Let's all pledge to become the family that will unite and establish the traditions of the true parents. In April 1990, a few days after the Parents' Day celebration, my husband and I, with our eldest son, Hyojin, arrived in Moscow. The venue was the 11th World Media Conference and the first Summit Council for World Peace, sponsored by the World Media Association and the Association for the Unity of Latin America, AULA. During the conference, President Mikhail Gorbachev invited the participating world leaders to the Kremlin Palace. I was the only woman included on the invitation list and was treated very graciously. My husband and I awarded President Gorbachev the Grand Cross Medal for Freedom and Unification, which was presented by Ambassador Jose Maria Chavez, chairman of AULA. We held President Gorbachev's hand and offered a simple benediction. God bless you, Mr. President. Of course, it was absolutely unacceptable under the communist regime to pray for God's blessing in the office of the President of the Soviet Union, the epicenter of the ideology-driven atheist state. Nonetheless, President Gorbachev was warm with us and struck a friendly tone in our chat after the prayer. "Mrs. Hak Jahana Moon," he remarked, "I do like your traditional Korean dress. It looks beautiful on you." I answered with a smile, "The First Lady Raisa always looks beautiful too. Women all over the world respect her. I'm looking forward to the pleasure of meeting Mrs. Gorbachev tomorrow at the Little Angels performance. My husband told me you are a handsome man, and I can see it's true." Through our conversation, the atmosphere became friendly. President Gorbachev's smile was truly warm and bright. I had the impression that we were all flying on the clouds. I thought, this is the power of prayer and the hand of God. As the meeting went on, my husband did not hesitate to advise President Gorbachev. The success of the Soviet Union depends on whether you put God at the center or not, he said, and he was emphatic. Atheism will lead to nothing but self-destruction and disaster. Father Moon told President Gorbachev that the only way for the Soviet Union to survive was for Russia to continue his economic and political reforms and to allow freedom of religion. President Gorbachev's face showed he was well aware of the enormity of Father Moon's advice, yet he could not help but receive what we said. Never before had anyone said anything like that in the Kremlin. Looking back, I feel confident to say that the words we exchanged at that moment changed the history of the world. I truly felt that heaven and earth were listening to every word with bated breath.
Thank you very much. To Mother, thank you, Heavenly Parents, to Father. I'm amazed by the timeliness of this reading, and especially the point that it comes down to God or no God. And it's very timely also as it concludes the reading with the emphasis on religious freedom, that atheism will lead to nothing but self-destruction and disaster. And that was said at the Kremlin with great emphasis. So God or no God? The question here is God or no God? So it's not just politics and economics and ideology, but is God truly the God that that we are being related to? The God's the creator, God the Creator. So let me go into my book, because I could not highlight anything on the thing here. But what struck me was, again, Sunburst song, Red Square, which basically is a refrain, must go to Moscow. So I think Sunburst, our band at that time, which also performed at the Washington Monument and the Yankee Stadium. I'm not sure about the Yankee Stadium, but anyway, got the inspiration to come up with this song, nailed it. And two parents knew that they had to go to confront the very regimes that try to kill True Father. The True Father was on the KGB blacklist on the top, and so was he on the blacklist for Kim Il-sung and all the communist organizations in the world. So this is to walk into the communist stronghold, which at that time, nobody could imagine that the Soviet Union would just implode or give up by way of Gorbachev, basically. So it was quite the moment when everybody heard that Japan's would go to Moscow, for sure. And then also Father's pronouncement that it's time to decide who will lead the movement when I'm not here. So with the possible dangers of going into a place like that, the similar kind of pronouncement was made with when True Parents decided to go to North Korea. So, but at that point, Father was what we later find out is called the Go-myung. I think it's called Go-myung, yeah. Which is a statement that a king would make to clarify things for the succession. So, but going back to the previous paragraphs, to Mother heard that, and naturally she knew what was coming. So she said, having accepted the mission of God's only begotten daughter and the mother of peace, for 30 years, I had done my utmost to help my husband at the forefront of God's providence to save and guide the world. So, True Father basically stated the authority. Heaven's authority is equally with father and mother, husband and wife. And I would say that's a very, very significant statement, establishing True Mother's standing, her participation in everything, also inheritance when father would go later on to the spirit world. Everything was given to her, and basically she represents that. Father, when father is there and mother is not there, then it represents its True Parents just the same, and the same thing all the way around. If father is not there and mother is there, she represents True Parents. So there's a statement where she says, until today, women have followed men, but from now on, they're on a horizontal footing. I mean, she's quoting Father. So, and that's exactly what needed to come at some point, and as we can tell throughout history, women have never been given the level of respect that actually we should have given them right from the beginning with Eve in the garden. But that was lost, and there's a heavy-duty loss. So all the Old Testament is all centered on men, you know, basically preparing as able figures the coming of the Messiah, and the Messiah has to come first. It's going to be the second Adam, Jesus. And then all throughout the 2,000 years of Christianity, the same thing. The Holy Spirit that came and gave rebirth at Pentecost is still being called a masculine spirit. So anyway, finally, True Mother is now on the scene, very, very clearly coming out, and True Father has been saying that since the 50s, that there should be an only begotten daughter as well. Not an only begotten son. So it's not a novel thing, but it took True Mother in the end in 2016 or 2014 to come out clearly and say, I'm the only begotten daughter. And I'm the one you've been waiting for. God gave me that calling. So this is very, very important. Just to give a little supportive historical tidbit to that. Women in the United States didn't get the right to vote until 1919. And women could not have a bank account in the United States. I mean, United States could not have a bank account or have a credit card on their own. They had to have a man sign together with her. It was a man. It's either the father, the husband, an uncle, or somebody. And it was 1973 that this right was finally given to women to have their own bank account. 73. Two parents were already in the United States. What an amazing thing. So two parents are definitely aware of the history, the progress of history, and anticipate what needs to be done. And we're living in the age where True Mother is clearly being established, not only as an equal, but at this time, she has to lead the providence because two parents, two fathers in the spirit world. And the earth has to lead. Whatever you bind on earth will be done in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Comes to mind what Jesus said. So True Mother is the one, and we could go on and on about that. But let me go and continue about the Kremlin. Mother was the only one invited to come to the Kremlin. And she was treated very graciously. And two parents gave Gorbachev the Grand Cross Medal for Freedom and Unification. And concluded with a short prayer. God bless you, Mr. President. In the Kremlin. Just imagine. If you go, let's say, to Kim Il-sung, and you have breakfast with him and you say grace, I don't think he's going to go over so well right now. Or Xi Jinping maybe more so, because I think Kim Jong-un has his ears open to True Mother already anyway. But Xi Jinping, no, he wouldn't want to have that at all. So he would be in big trouble. So it's absolutely unacceptable in the communist regime to pray for God's blessing in the office of the president of the Soviet Union. But as we know, history went, and President Gorbachev was very warm and struck a family tone, a very familiar tone with everybody. And then I really have to say, there's this picture in the book, which I'm reading from, where Father's on the left and Mother's in the middle, and Gorbachev is looking at Mother, and Mother giving her the billion-dollar smile. And she is the diplomat extraordinaire. I had to think about my daughter. She's quite the diplomat as well. But True Mother is the, let me just read this from my book here. The First Lady, Roger says to True Mother, I do like your traditional Korean dress. It looks beautiful on you. She could have just said, oh, thank you. No, she made it very clear. There's nothing funny going on here. I'm a woman, you're a man, and I'm going to tell you, the First Lady Reza always looks beautiful too. So immediately redirecting the conversation to his wife. And the women all over the world respect her. I'm looking forward to the pleasure of meeting Mrs. Gorbachev tomorrow at the Little Angels performance. My husband told me, so she goes back to him then and gives him what he just gave her, the compliment. So Mother comes back now after setting up everything clearly in the open, in the public. My husband told me, you are a handsome man. And I can see it's true. I thought it was ingenious diplomacy, So anyway, this has really got me. So again, going back to the thing that kind of overarches this whole reading, that is God versus no God. You know, it's God, our God, a true God that appeared and talked to Adam and Eve, that talked to Noah and Belmenak, that talked to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, talked to Moses. You know, go and free my people. That very God, God of Isaac, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Jesus, my Father who art in heaven. That very God is our God right now. And there's nothing else. Yes, we do have a lot of people, you know, being stuck on there's no God and atheism and all that. But it's actually the devil. It's Satan's religion. That communism is basically Satan's bullhorn of confusing us to think that we are just we're descended from some primordial dirt soup, and we just kind of happen to appear on the earth. So yeah, I want to really encourage you to study Causa, study VOC, because everywhere you look, if you look at the culture today, the culture war has to be that it's about God versus no God. And atheistic materialism, which is basically the philosophy of Marxism, you know, and Leninism, and now Xi Jinpingism, of the Chinese version of socialism with the Chinese characteristics. It's always the same thing. It's upside down. It starts with matter, and it starts with dirt. Dirt rules. Like, you know, if you remember, God, or the Lucifer, was thrown to the earth to eat dust. That's where this is coming from. This is referring to this materialistic philosophy. But don't be fooled, because communism is not the only place where, or communist countries, or like China or North Korea or Cuba, it's not the only place where you can have atheistic materialism. You have it right here in the United States, under the guise of the greatest country of the world. People practice atheistic materialism. So let's not do that, but let's uphold, like Two Mothers said, we need to really go back and bring God into the picture, the creator. So as Father said, atheism will lead to nothing but self-destruction and disaster. If you look at one of the pictures, I looked yesterday at the whole discussion about Abe in Japan, and one of the major people that is pushing against us and trying to destroy us and dissolve us and behind the scenes, I saw the picture. And the picture of this person, Japanese man, he's a son of God, but he looks like a demon. He looks, I mean, you should see the guy's name, face. Anyway, if you go to the Bitter Winter website, you can find it. But he looks like a demon. I mean, the way he looks, just anybody who has any godly love in their heart can see this is a pretty bad dude, you know. And so I want to just say, this is what Father said: religious freedom is the key. The capstone for the United States is religious freedom. The only country in the world where this is written actually in the Constitution, not directly in the Constitution, but in the Bill of Rights, which was the very, very important thing for some countries, for some states to sign on to the Constitution. They could not sign on until religious freedom was granted, including the press and freedom of speech, press and assembly. But for me, religious freedom is the capstone. And that's the very thing that we're struggling in Japan with. If that thing goes through, the religious freedom is going to be lost a lot of places around the world. So this is a very, very serious fight that we're in for religious freedom. Just to let you know, Canada, north of us, does not have religious freedom set into its constitution. So yeah, we're really into a very, very challenging moment. So please hold on, put your seatbelt on, and let's put God out, the creator, our parent. God is our creator. God is our heavenly parent. And yeah, I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't find it now. But anyway, Two Mothers said, these words we exchanged at the moment changed the history of the world. Yes, I believe that. The words have great, great power. So speak out for God. Ask people Are you interested in God? One of missionaries asked me yesterday, said, this is what said to me, this is what I asked many people when I witnessed to. Are you interested in God? And then she got either very positive answers or very negative answers. So it's very clear. It's God versus no God. Thank you very much for allowing me to share this, and let us move on. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Sebastian. Thank you very much. All right, family, let's take a few moments to share our reflections, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Happy you had a good sharing. Dr. Stewart, could you please share with us today? You have to probably unmute again. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Beryl, for your words. Yeah, I'm just very grateful as it's the time of Mother's coming to Las Vegas approaches. It's very motivating, and it's very it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me looking forward to her presence among us. Even she's in Las Vegas and we're here, I'm here in Ithaca. Still, she is with us, and she assures us of that in everything, every time she talks, every time she speaks. So this is very, and it's very precious to be able to pray at the Shanshimuan during our morning service and at other special times, and to see all these things that true parents have talked about that would be coming into our future, to see them happening is really so encouraging. It gives me so much hope, and I'm so inspired by the missionaries and inspired by Sebastian's talking this morning about how he ask people, are you interested in God? And also when Milan speaks, and he speaks in this way, we're really blessed to have so much nourishment, spiritual nourishment every day. And thank you for being here, everybody.
Thank you too. We're glad you're here. God
Thank
bless
you.
All right, brothers and sisters, before we begin our 7 minutes prayer, do we have any other prayer requests besides our usual ones? We're absolutely praying for Japan, and we're praying for our true mother. And also today, Sunday, we're praying for today's Sunday services, wherever you're attending.
I don't know if you see, John Watson has his hand up.
Okay.
From Wisconsin, Japanese sister I saw yesterday on Facebook going into hospice, and this morning said past the spirit world. Misao Kurz. So all I know is she was not that old. She was blessed 1989. Her husband's Philip. He's from Wisconsin, and they don't have any children. But I don't know what happened. I saw her about a year ago. She looked fine. So, Misao.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting us know. I'm sure they'll send it in the FFWPU, bulletin that they send out. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's begin our 7 minutes unison prayer. Shija. Most beloved Heavenly Parent.
Thank you, Heavenly Parents, for allowing us
Heavenly
to
Parent, thank you
be
so
together
much.
this morning
Father,
to
we come before
pray
you
for
this
mother's
morning
safe
with
arrival
Heavenly
and well-being,
Father, we pray,
for
Heavenly Parent, for
success
the
of
community.
Vision
We come
2025,
together,
sending on to
Father,
Mother,
to ask you
for
for your
reunification of the
divine
Korean Peninsula,
touch
and
on
half the world
Misao
population attending to God as our Heavenly Parent. The unity with Reverend Dunkley, his leadership, True Mother, alleviates True Mother's main concerns for Korea, Japan, and America.
Beginning of this month,
The hearts and minds of government officials
and as well
will
as
Chan be open to how precious Heavenly Parents are. The Japanese church be free
know
from
where
media
we are.
exploitation. True
True
Parents Foundation in America,
Foundation,
the New Yorker Hotel, the Washington Times be
is
secure, and let them be rebuilt,
Father,
shining examples of the 21st century.
Thank
Legal case against the UCI be successful to uphold Parents Foundation for FFWPU SA and the Chonchuan Heavenly it says unity in fulfilling our role as the Elder Son Nation to bring great victory centering on True Mother. Parents can work together, push these prayer points, Father, and support the Mailhan also, and the Manhattan Family Service this morning, as well as the Albany Upstate Massachusetts Sunday celebration.
has been carried.
Sister Miss Sahel Cruz, who is not in the spirit world this morning, pray that she can receive guidance and love and support, Father, that she needs. Thank you for Teresa's reflection. Thank you for Yvette's reflection. For
Father coming
all the brothers and sisters who share this morning, for Michelle Lutz,
and again,
and for
and
each one of my brothers
show
and
us
sisters in this path right now, Father, and thank you for the words of encouragement
this Victoria
Therese,
Foundation, we must
happening
know
right
what
now,
we can do.
and that we can
Is
move
our
forward, Father, each one of us, with our
daily
individual
personal
personhood,
responsibilities.
families, Father, with the home
Father, we
church
are so
areas,
grateful for this True Parents Victoria's Foundation,
the people in the home
given
church area, I
this
pray especially for Bill
biggest
Burris,
opponent
that you
to
can
the communism.
feel
Father,
new
this
love,
human
especially this
history has
morning,
been,
and that I can have a
Father,
good give and take with him.
people came
Pray that you please be with
situation
also
how
his wife Annie,
we
that she can find a medicine, Father, to help her with the
reconcile
magnesium.
the
For
situation.
Danny, to
But always there is
through all the things that he has to go through to take care of his heart,
realistic
Father, without
way of
surgery.
thinking
Hey, Father, for
how
each one of our brothers and
we
sisters here
have to embrace
in this
this
call,
materialistic thinking.
centering on the
That's
leadership
why
of
there are so many
Damian Dunkley and Bishop Kim, and with now Kimio Shorter, his chief of staff, Father, and all the regional senior pastors, Father, sub-regional senior pastors, Father, and especially here, Oshiroda-san, Sunday service in Clifton, the main church, Father, here at the Northeast. I pray for all of our sisters in the whole Northeast area, and for Milhan, and especially Victoria's Sunday service at the New Yorker, and the bank cleaning, Father. The district fair can be a success. That our service today here, centering on the theme, the Creator, Heavenly Parent, can also be a success, Father. The brothers and sisters can be nourished, and can be beneficial for them, Father. And they can feel hope, Father, can go forward, especially with the word spoken and clearly defending you, Father, standing up for you, Heavenly Parent, and standing up for your purpose of creation, for which you have called us to accomplish. Pray for all the brothers and families present here, to Konos, to Marcus and Sidles, especially Kathleen. This is her month, Father. Pray for the victory this month for her sake and for her joy, for the Watsons, for the Stewarts, the Hellers, and the Lutzes, Greens, Father, Gudakowski, as well as Father the Miles, Father the Miles, and Yukawas, Father,
morning devotion,
Father the Father the Moors, the Greens, Father, all the brothers and sisters here on this call, and the Whites, Father. Please bless brothers and sisters in Manhattan, especially whether the rain came down, that it can be safe, Father, and allow us to especially fortify our faith, Father, and go forward in this month and claim the victory. Claim the victory for October, parents. And have a victory this month for the sake of Mother's sake, in every aspect of our lives, Father. Father.
the
Be it in the first, second, or third blessing
New
area,
York
Father.
State.
Pray, Father, that we can each one of us
And I
claim
thank
the
you for
victory,
all
Father.
participants.
Claim the
that you
victory
are
at the beginning and
doing
at
this
the end,
devotion
Father.
every morning
Claim the victory and offer things up to you.
and doing our best
Heavenly Parent, I want to
support
thank you,
tonight
Father,
and
for
go forward.
each one of my brothers and
And
sisters
we
here.
thank you for
And we are not alone,
May
Father. There's prayers
the
going all
important
across the
Pray for
community.
Jerry and
The morning
Sister
devotions,
Stuart
thank you for
and
this particular tradition, morning devotion, Honda K, and also
Reverend Lewis,
working,
Reverend
the
Green,
witnessing, reaching out, Father,
couples,
and
and
winning the victory of love. But it's not always that last word,
rest of
Father.
my
all
life.
their
Pray that you
native
please bless my give and
spirit
take, and ask your
and
special assist in the name of the victory of heaven, in the name of the true
our
parents of heaven, earth, and all mankind, and especially for him.
Father,
Pray
thank you
with
again
Katie, and
to
especially with
watch
Katie,
of
and coming back from
true mothers in
Cambodia and
law
Thailand
that
and China. Pray this in
we
the name of the
are
Weimar family.
grateful to
Bless
understand
that family,
they are important.
Jew.
Adieu. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your prayers.
Yeah.
Do we have any announcements?
I'd like to just encourage you all. One of the early missionaries always suggested to claim the victory at the end, or especially the beginning of an event. And I want to encourage you, each one of us, to claim the victory for October. Claim the victory for September and offer it to God. Let's claim the victory for October, centering on True Mother's coming to the United States. It's truly, truly important. We be victorious. There's no substitute for victory, like Colonel Park said. No substitute for victory. Okay, let's be victorious.
Thank you. Adieu. You know, does anybody know what's happening with Jean Gomez? She hasn't come in a couple of days. Hope she's up.
We have to call her up. I'll ask some Sister Amanda because
Okay.
she hasn't come either. So we will check it out and see what's happening.
All right,
I
thanks.
will make an effort to do that.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
All right,
for today. Happy new month, everybody. We are victory. True Mother is coming.
happy Sunday. Happy October.
And happy Ministry
Sunday.
Festival.
Sebastian.
Have a blessed day.
Sunday, Yoriko.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Hi,
Bye.
John. Have a
Thank
great day.
Bye,
Bye.
Anna.